mountain. There was a great longing for another even higher mountain. No need city longing for a bigger city. After all that we've been through, I know that I will always have you from now until forever, baby. I can't imagine anything better. After all that we've been through, I know we'll make it home. Know the way. The question is it true? But it's nothing we can.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. It's Saturday night basketball. It's going to be Brandon Knight and the Detroit Pistons up against the Houston Rockets. And now things about to get going. Let's turn to Kevin, Clark, and Steve, who've got the call in Houston.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, introducing the rest of the 2K broadcast team, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and sideline reporter Doris Burke. This game in Houston marks the start of a homestand for the Rockets. They are still putting the pieces together right now with just one win in their first 5 games so far.
Well, Kevin, it's the last time they'll see these guys this year. Remember, they only play each other twice during the regular season. And after that loss in the first game, I would expect them to be very motivated here early on.
Yeah, you know, going winless against any team, you don't want that on your resume. No sirree. So I think that in itself would be motivation enough to try to change things up.
Presented by State Farm, let's take a look now at the Detroit Pistons opening lineup. They've got Tristan Thompson. Hickson is out there with Humphries. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's Knight in at the 1 spot. And for the Rockets, Harden out there with Brooks. Then there's Chandler Parsons. Then it's Omar Ashik. And it's Robinson in at the power forward position. And that one's good.
You know, with the expectations low for him, he can provide a nice lift when he does put the ball in the basket. Well, Ashik wasn't the biggest name on the free agent market, but he was an intriguing one with the way he played for the Bulls last year. It was enough for the Rockets, and they signed him to a pretty hefty deal.
Here's Brooks. Brandon Knight picking up that last basket. Brooks against Knight. Nice shot by Brooks.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
A nice shot by Knight.
Well, Ashik wasn't the biggest free agent name on the market last summer, guys, but he will have a huge impact for the Rockets. One of the best defensive centers in the game. I don't think he's a 40-minute-a-night guy, but he can make a huge impact playing 20, 25 minutes, especially on the defensive end of the floor.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin McHale gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He told me he looks forward to games like this, saying this is a team we're facing that really knows how to play and how to execute their offense. And certainly at our best, we can do the same thing. So for an old school guy like myself, it really makes the game enjoyable. It becomes a mental challenge as much as a physical one. A great point, guys. Back to you.
All right, Doris, thanks. Well, guys, it really makes sense to have their defense poised to deal with the great shooters on the floor tonight.
And they really are great, Kevin. They pose some matchup nightmares over there.
Which is exactly why the coach harped on that to his guys, fellas. I mean, they need to be ready to challenge every jump shot. These guys just shoot it too well. You know, he got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That is his first foul of the game. Knight against Brooks. Harden outside. Back to Brooks. Clock at 6. Here's Parsons. Rebounded by the Pistons. This is the second meeting of the year against this Rockets team.
That was one of those games where everybody has fun because they blew him out. The bench played. Everybody got in on the act. He has yet to miss on his first 4 tries. This could be his night.
You know, if he's got the early hot hand riding, I mean, I think it's simple. Keep getting him the ball.
A Sheik can't hit. Stolen by Brooks. No good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
And that's the kind of loss that sticks with you for a while, guys, because they were probably the better team that night. And they just couldn't put the game away.
You know, Steve, you'd almost rather get beaten by double digits than know you should have won it, but didn't.
The Rockets again can't hit. Going back to what Steve said, Clark, how about the massive contribution they got from their bench in that win?
Kevin, it was very impressive. There's no denying that. I mean, you wouldn't have known who were the starters and who were the reserves based on the production.
Harden gets a screen from Robinson. To end the run, here's Parsons. That's good. Parsons got 6.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Thompson passes tonight. There's the 3, and another 3 for Detroit.
9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this defense.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor.
Harden against Bradley. Now, here is Harden. He's tightly guarded. Robinson kicks to Harden. Blocked. To the inside. Here's Bradley. Rebound Brooks.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close. Well, the Rockets just missed being part of the playoffs. Based on the record, the 9th seed in the West. That doesn't get you anything but a number next to your name, really, and good luck for next year. They were in it, though, right until the end.
Rockets trailed by 7. Harden with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Memphis. Back to Robinson. 5 to shoot. He dishes it to Harden. Rebounded by the Pistons. Going back to the Rockets, only 2 games back of Utah for that 8th and final conference playoff position. Steve, looks like they just kind of ran out of gas near the end of the year.
Well, they were right there down the stretch, Kevin, but Utah was a little bit stronger. I think injuries may have played a little bit of a factor as well for Houston, but this is a team that you expect to be in the mix year after year.
Brooks from outside off the mark.
A very rough quarter for him as not much is falling right now.
And it's on a bound to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. With a pause in the action, let's show you the teams that were best from the line last season. The Rockets 4th.
I think free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everybody last season just had the hot hand.
Well, you know, it doesn't seem like they've missed many shots here.
Rockets trailed by 9. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Here's Knight. He drains the quick shot. Knight's got 14 points.
I don't think there's much more you can ask of a player to start the game. I mean, he's 6 for 7 early.
Robinson a screen on Bradley. Out to Brooks. Brooks right side. The shot from the low post is good. Brooks has got his second basket of the night.
Great move to get to the bucket and lay that one in. He's got the softest touch around the basket. Impressive.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Samuels, he's in for a Sheik. White comes in for Robinson. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Chandler Parsons.
That's the shot he was looking for. I'm surprised he didn't get it to fall.
Kicks it out to Harden. A floater. No good.
He just hasn't been able to build any momentum in this game. He's got to find something out there.
Bradley dishes to Hickson. Back to Bradley. He gathers, and the layup falls. Bradley's got 9.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint, and when you can get them, you got to score them.
He kicks to Samuels. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. The offensive rebound. He feeds it to White. Brooks outside. There's the pick. Another shot, and he sinks the layup. Brooks has got his 3rd basket of the night. Here's Humphries looking for his first bucket of the game. Here's Thompson, and no good trying to get that. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter.
Your Rockets, 20.
The NBA season gains momentum. LeBron James and the Miami Heat.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Boy, the offense has been so smooth. Everybody working together, and you can tell they're getting good shots pretty much every time down.
Yeah, they're a well-oiled machine there. I mean, they keep the ball moving, they keep themselves moving, and as a result, they're piling up the points.
Royce White is out there with Carlos Delfino. Then it's Jeremy Lin. Then it's Samardo Samuels and Beverly. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets.
Well, Kris Humphries, Kevin, has really developed himself into one of the better rebounding power forwards in the game. A steady double-double guy the last couple seasons.
And that's a foul called on Kris Humphries.
Francisco Garcia.
That's foul number 2 for him. Francisco Garcia. He's checked in for Carlos Delfino. Feeds to Samuels. Lopez is there. The jump hook. Rebound, Detroit. Humphries has got his 6th rebound on the night. And for Humphries, emerging as a starting caliber big man in the NBA over the last couple seasons. Not bad, Clark.
Not bad at all. He's really improved his shot selection. Of course, the rebounding has always been a strength of his. He's more aware, more alert. He's just continued to progress and develop. And that's the case with big guys that have a strong work ethic like he does.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Yes, gentlemen, the Rockets' Chandler Parsons, the 38th overall pick last season, but he ranked 2nd among rookies in minutes played. Coach Kevin McHale said, Chandler's just one of those guys who gets it. He's a high-energy guy. He can stay in front of people. He understands angle. Just a very bright player with a really good basketball IQ. Kevin, you can't have enough of those types of players.
He's really done a great job there, Doris. Thanks.
Man, it's 6'9", 230. Just great size at the small forward spot.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Chandler Parsons, who's checked in for White, and it's James Anderson in for Jeremy Lin. For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to the Grizzlies in Memphis.
Overall, offensively, it was not pretty for them in that game. Obviously, Clark, I guess when you look at the final score, that's pretty clear.
Yeah, they had to be extremely frustrated by their effort or lack thereof at the offensive end of the floor. It just wasn't there.
Here's Harden. Cannot hit. And the Pistons now going the other way.
And you know one thing about Lawrence Frank, he's going to be prepared. He was actually a basketball manager at Indiana, so he learned under the best.
Anderson kicks to Crawford. Hickson sets the screen for Crawford. 4 on the shot clock. The shot by Hickson, no good. Rockets trail by 10. Lynn the pass to Anderson. And then pass it down.
Emphatic throw down there.
That one reverberated throughout the building.
No soft stuff out of this guy.
And Coach Frank, defensive-minded, he spent time as a top assistant in Boston under Doc Rivers and was highly thought of there.
Yeah, certainly was exposed to that terrific defensive system that Tom Thibodeau actually originally instituted in Boston. But Frank picked up on it and continued the trend, and then brought that same style to Detroit, where the Pistons did improve defensively last season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. White comes in for a Sheik, and it's Brooks in for Jeremy Lin. Here's Crawford, and again it's the Pistons missing. The Rockets have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. It's stolen by Hickson. Here's Lopez. Good D by Harden. Rockets trail.
You know, last year the Pistons were a team that really lacked a go-to scorer. Just never really knew where their offense was going to come from game to game, and I think that had an effect on how they finished in the standings, no doubt.
I agree. Young dishes to Hickson, and he makes good on the layup. Hickson's got his second bucket of the night.
Heard the whistle and still kept his focus, able to knock that down.
And that is not easy, Steve. I mean, to take the bump, to maintain control of your body, and put it in the hole, tremendous play.
Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Houston. He had a nice open look right there. 8 points for James Harden. And one place that not having a reliable score hurt them was against the West. Steve, they couldn't match the offense of a lot of the teams they faced.
Yeah, that's why they went 5-13 in games against Western Conference teams last year. But they need talent. They need more scoring offensively. So difficult to beat really talented teams just relying on your defense. They've got to get more firepower.
Crawford kicks to Lopez. From down in the low post, it goes. Lopez has got his first basket of the night. Rockets trail by 9. Kicks it to Parsons. Over Lopez. Parsons' shot is off.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
Crawford passes to Hickson. And it's White with the rebound. White's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harden's shot is good. Harden's got 10 points.
Beautiful finesse move right there. I mean, you've got to love that finger roll finish.
Here's Parsons, defended by Young. The kick out to Anderson. Puts it up. A second chance effort. White. And blocked. Brooks against Young. Young off a pick from Lopez. And again, it's the Pistons missing. The Rockets have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second.
Nick Young came out of USC as an athletic 6'7" wing who could really shoot the ball, and that's his role. He's a kind of an explosive offensive weapon. You may not want him out there 40 minutes because he's going to take some bad shots, but he can really shoot you into a game.
That one goes. Count it. Lopez has got 4 points this quarter.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And you know, fellas, when you take a look at Nick Young, he's got that jump shot down pat. I mean, that thing is working on automatic. But it's the other areas, defending, passing, rebounding, that he's got to improve on. He's got room to grow there. I think he's pretty good off the dribble. Those other areas, if he can get those up to par, then he could be a top-flight shooting guard.
Both teams changing it up here.
A chance here to check out how the Rockets ranked in the NBA last season. 3rd in free throw percentage, 9th in scoring, and they were top 10 in three-point shooting. That's a huge part of their offensive attack.
I was just really impressed with the free throw shooting that you mentioned. Top 5 in the league in free throw percentage. Says a lot about their concentration and their focus as a team. And this is a key part of the game for this team. They've got to get to the line and knock them down to have a chance to win.
Knight dishes to Humphries. And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Yeah, the fans not agreeing with the call there.
Well, that's one way to get a reaction from the fans, guys.
Now the pass to Garcia. He passes to Delfino. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second goal. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. Well, you look at Humphries, a terrific rebounder, 5th overall.
How about if we just call them the top glass eaters? They gobble up those rebounds, and some guys just have a knack for being able to do that.
Robinson's checked in for Chandler Parsons. Hickson with the bucket. And it's an 11-point Piston lead.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
Inside. Here's Delfino. That's blocked. There's the triple. Bradley can't get it to go. Rockets have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Houston moving it around. Humphries gets the rebound. Humphries has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game.
I think he's capable of shooting the ball much better than he has so far. I don't think there's any doubt about that, guys.
11 feet out, and he hits it. Pistons leading by 9. The dish to Thompson. Back to Knight. And easy 2 points on the layup. Knight's got 19 points.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Beverly, no good off the drop step. And that does it for the first half of play.
Your Rockets.
Now, presented by Sprint.
48.
Coming to you this evening from the 2K Sport. For the Wizards, they'll be up against the Pacers.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
It's been a nice game for Knight. 19 points. The 9 of his points have come from the 3-point line.
Clark, he's got a very confident stroke going right now.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Detroit, Tristan Thompson is out there with Humphries. Then there's Brandon Knight. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's Lopez in at the 5, patrolling the paint. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Pistons are trying to make some much-needed improvement defensively. Coach Lawrence Frank has given his players an interesting incentive, saying, quote, we give the ultimate gold ticket to players. If we get stops, we just play out of basketball principles. We don't run set plays off of misses. So if I'm a player and I want freedom, I'm going to get stops. Kevin, this is an intriguing way to encourage that kind of effort on the defensive end.
Defense, maybe not as much fun as offense. So putting that carrot out there makes some sense.
You know, for so long and so many years, the Rockets have been built around a dominant center, Kevin, and haven't been a run-and-gun team, an up-tempo team. But last year, under new coach Kevin McHale, they ramped up the pace quite a bit.
Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Houston. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Harden kicks to Robinson. On target from 13 feet. Robinson's got his second bucket tonight. Back to the Rockets, you see their roster, and they are so athletic. So to make the most of it, they wanted to catch teams in transition a bit more. I thought it was a pretty good way of attacking teams there, Steve.
Yeah, I like what Kevin McHale did a year ago. You know, they finished third in the league in field goals attempted. And so they really tried to attack and force teams to respond to that transition offense. That's what you have to do, especially when you don't have great half-court superstar players who can take over a game.
Harden outside. Passes it to Parsons. Back to Harden. Pass to Robinson. Over Humphries. Frames another shot. 6 points for Robinson. So it's Detroit now.
And a breakout season last year for Thomas Robinson in Kansas. He went from playing behind the Morris twins as a sophomore to suddenly averaging 18 points and 12 boards as a junior, leading the Jayhawks all the way to the NCAA championship game.
Brooks, the pass to Robinson. Shot is off. Pistons leading by 9. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. From deep. And Bradley gets it to go. Bradley's got 12 points in the game. And going back to Thomas Robinson out of Kansas, he's overcome a lot over the last year or so, Clark. A real touching story.
Yeah, very much so. Actually, I was courtside after he lost his mom, and prior to that, Kevin, he had lost his grandparents as well. The 3-week period was just devastating. She'd been a single parent, and Robinson had to think about his 9-year-old sister and her well-being while also competing for his teammates. Very much a heart-wrenching situation, but he's shown tremendous strength of character through it all.
The feed to Parsons. Dishes it to Brooks. 6 to shoot. They get it back. He dishes it to Parsons. Back to Robinson. Makes the lead pass. Bradley against Harden. The Pistons working the ball around now. He kicks to Bradley. Here's Teletovic. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
That's outstanding hang-time improvisation right there.
Carlos Delfino's checked in for the Rockets. Jeremy Lin comes in for Aaron Brooks.
You know, the Pistons had a look at the playoffs for a brief moment last year, Kevin, but couldn't quite make the sustained push. Their shortcoming made it 3 straight seasons now without postseason play.
Here's Teletovic. It's good from long range. He has 5.
Unbelievable. 3-pointers for both sides in just a matter of seconds.
Now I think it's a matter of them just trying to top each other.
Harden dishes to a Sheik. He feeds it to Robinson. Delfino with the 3. Snatched up. Goes back up. Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, Robinson is just a physical specimen. I mean, look at those shoulders. The big thing with him is when he plays hard, when he's attacking the rim as an offensive rebounder and chasing down loose balls, he can have a major impact on the game.
Yeah, no question about it, Steve. And he'll bang with just about anybody, too. I mean, he's got a good nose for the ball. He rebounds well on both backboards, and I think he's improved as a shooter, at least out to 16 feet.
And the Rockets making a change here. Adding on to what you were saying, Clark, about the Pistons, the team has been around in one form or another for 70 years now. They've only missed the playoffs 24 times. That's pretty consistent.
Yeah, they've brought home 3 titles since they moved from Fort Wayne to Detroit. Of course, back-to-back titles with Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boys. And then more recently, that group with Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton. So an organization that's rich with tradition.
Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Beverly. He feeds it to Garcia. Second chance shot. The lead now in single digits. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
The Rockets, like a number of teams from the West, were able to hold their own and post a good record against the East last season. It wasn't the mark they needed to sneak into the postseason, but they had to have liked how they played against the East.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Knight, and a Sheik sends it back. But they get it back. Tries again. A shot by Knight, no good. Rockets shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Well, the record for the Rockets against the East, Clark, you're right on the money, 11-7.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh,
Great finish there, Kevin. Took it strong to the cup.
yeah, an aggressive two-handed jam.
And that's the kind you like, especially in traffic. You got to make sure.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play. Feeds it to a sheet. Outside, Lynn. Kicks to Harden. Back to Lynn. The pass to a sheet. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists now in this one.
Points in the paint have been the main course, or main entree, if you will. They just keep pounding it inside.
Now they're seeing no resistance defensively in the paint area, so the defense has got to be tougher.
Robinson's checked in for Houston. 1:57 left in the third quarter of the game. Young. The rebound by Harden.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Here's Brooks. There's the dish to Robinson. Good on the shot. Robinson's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, you look at the Rockets head coach Kevin McHale in just his second full season as an NBA coach. Remember, he spent a couple of years as an interim coach for the Timberwolves when he was a GM. But really did a great job with that Houston club last season.
Now the Rockets with it. They're on a 13-5 run. Brooks outside. Here's Lynn. Blocked. Robinson against Thompson. He passes it tonight. Shoots it up. And he drops that one in. Knight's got 21. And you mentioned McHale's tenure with Minnesota. 13 years as the general manager of the Timberwolves. Yet Steve unable to really build a consistent winner around the great pick of Kevin Garnett.
Well, they had it going for a while, Kevin, when they had Marbury and Garnett. But then Marbury forced his way out with the trade. And Minnesota had a couple of good seasons after that. But then they really went in the tank. And I think it was a difficult time for McHale. And I think a lot of people questioned whether he'd be a good NBA coach. But to me, it looks like he is a pretty solid one. He's been around the game forever. But he's got a good feel for his players, puts them in a position to succeed.
Hickson with the bucket.
You know, down there in the low post is where you really want to create a lot of your offense.
Brooks kicks to Robinson. Back to Brooks. And it's blocked. Here's Robinson. Rebound by the Pistons. Knight's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Anderson. The Rockets pull it in. Robinson's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. That's good. Now Knight got it up. Got it off in time. But it's no good. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams looking offensive.
Coming up next up.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Who's at the Sprite uncontainable game in this one? Well, let's send it out to our Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin, and it's the Pistons with the Uncontainable Game Award for the offensive stretch they put together. They have been in their grills and bothering shots all game, and they've been able to maintain that level of intensity as their lead grows.
Thank you, Doris. And how many times, guys, do we see a run like this become the difference maker in the outcome of a game?
Well, that usually is the case, Kevin, when one team can get on a run like they did, where they just feel so dominant offensively. More often than not, that's going to be the difference in the game.
And in this game, even at the very beginning of that run, you could sense the momentum getting ready to take a huge swing. And swing it did, fellas. Swing it did.
They've got Harden. Thomas Robinson is out there with the Sheik. Then there's Garcia and Beverly. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And the Rockets making a change here. He hits the second from the line.
You know, you look at Thomas Robinson, and there's no question he has an NBA body, a muscular frame, strength, explosiveness. I think that body, that physical nature makes him ready to contribute right away.
Here's Thompson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And for Thomas Robinson, the Jayhawk, he certainly has all the physical tools, but you also like the work ethic and all those different intangibles, Clark, that he's shown.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Anytime you see dramatic improvement from one season to the next, which was the case with Robinson, you really appreciate what kind of work ethic a kid has to be able to do that. He's really made progress offensively, and I think he's going to continue to get better.
Harden the pass to a Sheik. The shot is off. Pistons leading by 8. Crawford outside. Pass to Hickson. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Bradley. Lets it go from 11. And he gets the jumper to drop. And the Pistons lead by 10. Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Harden with it. Picked up by Thompson. Now, here is Harden. Brooks right side. Count the bucket.
Great pick, and that gave him enough space to get to the hoop and finish.
Crawford with the ball. And it's Lynn with the rebound. Lynn's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And J.J. Hickson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. The Rockets making a switch here. Robinson's checked in. Here's Brooks. There's the feed to Lynn. And some nice passing there by Houston. Harden dishes to Lynn. And he converts the layup.
And guys, 10 of their last 12 points coming in the paint.
Yeah, I like their aggressiveness on offense, but the question is, where's the defense? They've got to put up some resistance here.
And Thompson kicks to Crawford. Another 3 for Detroit.
Another open look from outside. The defense is really struggling to close out on the shooters.
Yep, making them pay, doing it from long range.
Back to Robinson. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in.
Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
And another 3 for Detroit.
Fellas, they are heating up from outside now.
Yep, of their last 5 hoops, 3 of them have come from long range.
To the middle, Parsons, covered by Humphries. Low block shot. Parsons' shot is off. Pistons leading by 12. Crawford outside. Hickson passes to Crawford. Stolen by Brooks. And here we go with Brooks running it up the court. There's the bucket. Good. Brooks has got 4 this quarter. The Pistons have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the 4th quarter so far. Crawford bangs home the trifecta.
And the damage they're doing from 3-point range here in the second half is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're always a threat to spray home some threes now, but not like this.
Rips down the breakaway slam.
That's a gut punch right there, Clark. Cough up the ball at one end and get beaten on the break at the other.
Yeah, that really hurts. That's painful.
Rockets trailed by 15. And here is Lynn. Back to Robinson. The turnaround jumper. Crawford with the rebound. The Pistons have gotten it done so far from the field here in the 4th, going 6 for 7. Bradley against Lynn. Goes straight up. Bradley dishes to Humphries. Second shot opportunity. And he races to the bucket for 2. And the Pistons lead by 17.
If you don't box him out more effective. Than that, he's going to eat you up on the offensive board.
Another miss by Houston.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
Dishes it to Thompson. Puts up a three. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Harden kicks to Brooks. He dishes it to Parsons. Over Humphries. Parsons' shot is off.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
You know, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
Stolen by Brooks. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Brooks leading the charge. Here's Lynn. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. 6 points here for Lynn. Here's Hickson. Robinson pulls it in. Rockets trail by 15. Takes it up. Brooks misses. The Pistons have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. Here's Thompson. No good. And it's Houston the other way. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And the Rockets making a change here. A Sheik's checked in, and Knight slams it in.
What a talented leaper. Loves to climb up and throw it down. Man.
Oh, Clarkie gets up so quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, like a pogo stick.
Oh, my gosh, not a lot of point guards in the league can jam like he can.
That's for sure.
And he's able to finish, guys, amongst all the big fellas in the paint. Just amazing athleticism.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He rallied the troops, saying nobody said it was going to be easy. They're not laying down. They're not going away. If we want this game, we have to take it from them. Kevin, plenty of fire in that speech.
Thank you, Doris. Gets it to go. Knight's got 4 points this quarter.
And they add to this lead, trying to close this game out.
I think it would take a lot of luck and maybe then some. I mean, might be time to pack this thing in.
Here's Robinson. And yes, sir, that one drops.
They continue to barrel their way inside. And when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
A Sheik gives to Parsons. Oh, good on the three. Pistons leading by 13, and out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Making a long pass like that is always a risky proposition.
And for the Rockets, they're shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Young with the steal. Gives him the lead pass, and Knight slams it in.
And they're closing this game out in style. I mean, I like what they're doing here, competing till the very end.
That's certainly what it looks like. I mean, there's no let up in them so far.
He kicks it to Parsons. That is good. And for the Pistons, their shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? And Lopez gets it to go.
And this one is just about over. It's going to be an easy win for them in the end.
Yep, I think they can just about put this one on cruise control for the last few seconds here.
Harden defended by Young. Harden kicks to Parsons. The rebound by Anderson. Stolen away. A Sheik the pass to Robinson. He feeds it to Brooks. Harden. Here is Knight. And so it's the Pistons taking care of
Your Rockets, 79. The Pistons, 94.